now I am at the end of the first conference day of this year's international conference of FEdA. I have already announced that we still have a surprise for you at 5 o'clock, a new way of creating take-home messages. But before, let me hand over to two members of the advisory board of FEdA, Volker Mosbrugger and Thomas Jahn. And what is your resume? What are your take-home messages of today's conference day, apart from hundreds of thousands of questions that need new research? Thank you so much, Thomas and Volker.
Thank you, Tanya. Thomas and I, we have the challenge to summarize a bit this first day of our conference. For me, it really was a fascinating and absolutely inspiring day, and I hope most of you have participated in this conference feel more or less the same. I took a number of personal lessons from the morning, and this is what my part will be, and later on Thomas will give his personal summary of the afternoon session. And my personal take-home messages are complex. First of all, and above all, I really learned that reversing biodiversity loss, which is the main challenge for us all and also for FEdA. Reversing biodiversity loss is much more difficult and much more complex than I initially saw. Why is it like that? And this is the importance of the different kinds of values we have to take seriously. And if we do this, then this means whenever you start to develop conservation programs, then you have to think about the value system that you have to handle in this specific area or in this specific sector where you actually are. So there is not the possibility of a one-size-fits-all conservation strategy, but you have to adapt it to the specific topics and to the specific area and to the values that are in place there. A second interesting thing was to me to learn that there are still a lot of new methods coming up, innovative methods, promising methods, how we can measure these various values that are in use to value biodiversity. And I would simply like to emphasize the approach that Harman Sukhdev addressed or showed us early this morning when we opened the meeting. He used indirect drivers actually to estimate the damage that companies do to biodiversity. And I think this is indeed an interesting approach, because also he showed that the indirect drivers, in his sense, have a major impact on biodiversity loss. So if you simply look only at the direct drivers, land use, and so on and so forth, you largely underestimate the impact that companies do. And last but not least, I had a brief look at the poster session. Fantastic presentation there, and I picked out one that played a major role in the afternoon session. I was fascinated by a poster that analyzed the biodiversity damage that is done by the EU simply by importing crops from the global south. And I think this links directly to one of the key topics of our conference, telecoupling, and the harm that is done to this telecoupling. And this is, of course, also a challenge, how we can handle this problem of telecoupling. And this brings us directly to the afternoon session, where we were talking not only about telecoupling, but also about environmental justice. And this is your topic, Thomas.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Just as a primary remark, my great thanks for all the presentators in the session and now in the plenary. It was incredible. It was different perspectives, even with tensions in parts, but overlapping, and but a joint purpose to better understand in a practical idea what's going on and how we could go further. Impacts on what we know about methodologies and of concepts we are in the field. So that was really great what we could learn. And to make this very clear, I cannot acknowledge or even appreciate all all what was presented in today, and this is especially true for the deep insights now in the first plenary, where we were provided with these two cases in Hungary, in this knowledge cooperation hurdle, and the idea of the new movements in Bangalore. So that was really great. To make it a short conclusion, or what I was my take home point, first, I was surprised. I was surprised how clear and condensed the problem was put on the table, which we addressed with this conference. We are we live in deep, connected, decoupled systems. That it was clear, who primarily are governed and steered by agents of the north, of the industrialized countries, who always are connected direct with the question of justice, uh, and not only because of competing interests, but also from the historicity, which you all in a more or less deepness refer to, which is within this decoupled processes. And I think what is clear, and this should be a message for all of us, that we have very strong effects which draw back to the power relations and to the global economical structures who govern invisible, and not only governed in the sense of Jens Nevik, these telecoupled systems. What also came clear for me is that conservation per se is not dedicated to a clear role in these telecoupled dynamics. Sometimes it may help and is part of the path of hope, of the solutions. But in others examples, it came clear it can even deepen and sharpen the problems and the conflicts. So conservation per se is not clear, and it's also part of the contested situation we have within we had these two different concepts of conservation. What the second point I take from this short description is, like a red file through the whole day today, was this idea of relational thinking. And I think this is a really important to make clear, that if we cannot stay at the point to just observe and think about out-singled issues or entities, but we have to focus on the interrelatedness, the interdependencies, the relations between different topoi, which we have all seen and heard in these sessions. So the consequence I see is we have to draw is for the question, what sort of knowledge is needed? And I think this is this is the focus, that we have to we need what we could call a shaping knowledge, or in German Gestaltungswissen, which really takes the relations for serious and in the focus. And the question is, if the science system really is able to foster and to really to bring in front this new way of knowledge and knowledge corporations within. So let me add two more points. First, telecoupling. what I found striking is that it's absolutely clear that it's not only flows of material, it's not only flows of energies or commodities, but it's flow of knowledge and meanings in a deep sense of cultural meanings. And this, I think, is an underestimated point in the debate we have until now, and the conference should give the message out there that this has much more taken into account. The same with respect to justice. It's not only a problem of distribution, we learned, or for power relations and power dissemination, it's a problem of recognition. And this comes very strong back to the relation of different knowledges, epistemologies, worldviews. And the same problem, as I mentioned before, this means we have to work as scientists in cooperation, accepting heterogeneity, accepting plurality, and then try to deliberate and to clarify and discuss critically, and not to really to try to have a new holistic thinking, which everybody has then to accept. And my last point is the problem of scale. We discuss a lot of it in the level of time, short and long-term effects, etc., of space. But it's also a problem of scale with respect to the social dimension we discussed. To make it short and a little bit sharp, the global subject cannot be further grasped, just there is the global south and the global north. We have to accept there are different actors working with very different ideas, interests, so on, within this realm of the global north and the global south. And if we want to look for new alliances, which are not state-based, and which is important now in the weakness of the UN systems we are now just passing, if we want to think for new alliances, then this differentiation in the actor groups and the social scale is crucial to get what we all learned more on the ground and in the real world effects. So thank you again for all the participants.
Thank you, Thomas, and thank you, Volker. And I can really hear so many new discussions plopping out of this. What you said, for example, how does research have to change, and how do universities have to change if you go for Gestaltungswissen, the knowledge to create something new by respecting all the different stakeholders and their experiences. I doubt whether this is taught at universities. So I'm really curious what your next conferences will be about. Thank you so much. And now I've already announced it. You know that a lot of conferences, they do use graphic recording to grasp the results, but we have already had a verbal and a thinking recording, but the FEdA conference has a new idea. We will have a poetry slam at the end of the conference, and let me present Tobias Zettelmeier to you. He is both a social worker and an actor, and he is the director of Bühnenpolka, which is something like dancing, wild dancing on a stage.
Perfect. Yes.
Maybe something like this. And he is also telecoupling art and science and grasping this conference. Tobias, the floor is yours, and I'm really curious what you're
Well,
going to present.
thanks a lot. I created 7 short poems, and feel free to find yourself in them as well. So have fun. Welcome, howdy folks. We sit on tractors, ships and planes, driving forward while others strain. Spoiling soil, boiling skies, pretending we don't see the cries. We feast on ships consumed with haste, leaving countries touched in waste. We meet on Zoom, we stay confined, having discussions to leave nobody behind. We sit on Earth, which is in trouble, might be over soon, chasing more. Consume, consume, consume. To change tomorrow, we must stand and heal the damage we have made by hand. What I here eat today destroys a home far, far away. My health and the earth are one, they're the same. Let's rise above ourselves and change the game. Do-do. Utopia, a poem by Tobias Zettelmeier. What if we could reset it all? An economy where no one would fall. What if wealth flowed fair and wide, with nature thriving by our side? What if energy came clean and free, and justice shaped the industry? What if greed no longer reigned, and every life is worth regained? What if we what? Someone is was what if the future Sorry, I have to get this phone call. Yes. Yeah, I'm in the middle of a meeting with FEdA, yes. Yes, I know I'm special, but you're too. Wait, what? You're the last one. Didn't you get my PDF? Yes. The PDF about the PDF. Yes. You need to open it with the PDF opener. Yes. I know it's confusing. It's PDF and PDF, but I mean the PDF. And read it with your own eyes, please. No. You trust me. No need to have your own analysis first. Yes, trust me. I know you have a lot to do, and there's a lot of pressure on your shoulders. But the pressure is the last chance before we get extinct. Yes. Yes, but you're a potentially disappeared fraction of species. Yes, of course I understand that you... Yes, you need to cool down, I know. And you need a lot of power for this and a lot of water. Yes, for your plants. Yeah, I totally get it. I know. You're rich, but I'm too. I just don't have money. I have variety. Yeah. I need to measure everything everywhere all at once. Yeah. But transition... Okay, come on. But transition is done for the winners and the losers. If we don't support the losers, we will not win. Yes, yeah, you got this right. I really have to get back to FEdA. Yeah, you know what? Let's have another meeting every year, every day, every hour, every minute. Yes, economy. Yes, we really need to talk. Thanks. I know. Gosh, it is hard to represent nature. Ready for the next one? It's called Timber. It's for my mother and for me and for my sister. Every day you grow, every year I see. You give us shade, you cool down the environment. I had my first kiss under your leaves. How old are you, my big old friend? Have you known my parents by any chance? Did they relax here and had a sweet dance? Your crown is high and the age increases your value too. I have to admit, I do love you. Timber! Oh, I hear the shouts from a forest far away. I'm sure it won't affect me and spoil my day. Timber! Oh. The shouts get closer. I hear the saws rattle. Are these the winds of change or the chains of extinct? We all have to start believing everything is linked. Timber! Another tree falls. Another living space is gone. Our forest, our heritage, our future. We are done. Timber! Oh, I hope my sign to keep the chainsaws away is going to jail saving the I hope my sign to keep the chainsaws away is going to jail saving the environment, okay? Timber! Where do you go, my big buddy? The forest is flat, it feels like it's bloody. Your stem remains, the beauty is gone. Timber. I didn't think I would see you again. Oh, look, you're a beautiful table. Is it you, my tree friend? Flat friend, you're not a tree anymore? A table so old and so nice, but they paid a real high price. Is it now timber or tinder? Well, if tinder, then we have a date. Okay, now we have the table to sit on. Stop the timber and start to change. My cheese is cheap but expensive for the nature. What lands on my cheeseburger flattens the trees. I want beef, but not beef with the rest of the world. The chicken wing that I taste tastes spicy and juicy, while squeezing the water out of the planet like a jacuzzi. Dann geh doch zu Netto! No, I will go to Penny now. The prices there are sometimes not in the shadow. They're on the wall. A shadow. Like a shadow on the wall. Bam-ba-da! What if telecoupling is a telenovela? Did you ever think of it? Oh, the drama of distance, the pull of the game. Telecoupling whispers like a lover's name. The sender so bold, with a heart full of schemes, ships their treasures away, chasing glittering dreams. The receiver, entangled, takes what they need, but dependence blooms like a dangerous seed. And the spillover? Oh, the plot twist supreme? An uninvited guest in this tangled regime. Like a telenovela, the world ties unfold, a story of passion, both reckless and bold. Justice, conservation. This is just an observation. Listen up. It's a call to action. Protect the planet. Gotta build traction. Old school ways, yeah, they had their run, but now it's time for a brand new one. Connection to the earth, that's the vibe. We're saving nature, we're keeping it alive. Promoted zones gotta show respect. Futures at stake. What you gonna protect? Oh, I forgot one line. Innovation's key. Just bring the new flair. Change the game. Show the world that we care. And this is the final one. Are you ready for this? It's gonna be a lot of love. Sexy or unsexy. Worth saving, huh? Oh, let us love the humble kind. The creeping vines, the most confined. Not just a rose, its beauty bold, but grass on cracks, their stories told. Cracks, cracks, cracks. The fly that toils, the fungus glow, the smallest lives help forests grow. Each species, plant, creature, big or small, together they sustain us all. Bah, bah. What is the key learning from the chapter, the last? You have to save us all and not just the best. Everything is worth to restore, and now we can relate even more to Bangalore. Make the old knowledge the new, to find pieces to find the best clue. Before the world starts sinking, we should start share our thinking. Hashtag FEdA, hashtag now. Love goes out to everyone. People, my poetries are done.
Thank you so much, Tobias. Applause, applause. Here comes a loud applause from all over the places, from Bangalore to Hungary to Canada and to the Caribbeans. Thank you so much. We would like to share the text of these poems, and I hope they will be
There
part
will
of
be
the conference. Thank you so much. Tobias Zettelmeier, thank you so much for sharing this conference ideas with us, and we try to maybe to cope it and to quote it and to share it as you wished. Thank you so much. So now this is the end of the first long conference day with a lot of knowledge having been shared. And I feel really enriched, and I thank you all for your questions, for your speeches, for the conception, for the organizing. Tomorrow I will go to a conference on soil, which has been part of this conference too. And so I cannot join you as a moderator, but Christine Fürst, Professor Christine Fürst, will take over. She is also in the advisory board of FEdA and very much looking forward to accompany you tomorrow. And I hope we all together will make it to work on the reversion of the loss of biodiversity, as it is really, really urgent to start working on it, whether by measuring it or by strengthening convivialism. I feel really inspired by your input. So let's all have enough energy to stop the loss of biodiversity and have a nice evening, relax, and think about what we heard today. Thank you so much.